drink to that.
Yeah, I know, right?
I think I'm going to be on the line.
I know. I'm like last the one you didn't want is going,
It's a point you're going to be changed back. No, what happened, right? We were texting and saying, don't leave it up there. Don't let it the line. Don't go to the center. And he gave me like, great, change that. Great. It's English. It's texted, isn't it? Yeah, so, and then they can't open the till and say someone else orders the drink. And there's no one there. Sure, but Ian dragged everyone down here and said, oh,
Welcome back to Manchester. After a quick change around, we've moved from the main event, Final 9, to the PLO8 final table. It's going to be lively, guys. That's all I'm going to say. For those of you at the table, this is live streamed on our Facebook group and YouTube. I've tagged a bunch of you in it that I could find. I will tag you in it now as well. Sorry, I missed you there. Feel free to let friends and family know. Other than that, we'll just get ready and we'll get ready to shuffle up a deal. Stuart will give you a rundown of who we've got at this table.
Okay, so in seat 1 we've got John Rees, who played for Wales this year. He's got 131,000. Seat 2, APAT stalwart, Glenn Lamming, who's got 85,000. Seat 3, we've got Jacob Moss with 84,000. Seat 4, as you can probably see in here, we've got John Murray on 68,000. Seat 5, we've got Daniel Lewis on 115k. Seat 6, Ian Thompson with a massive 18,000 chips. Seat 9, we've got, again, after the other night, we've got Marco Mariani with 147,000. Seat 8, we've got the fantastically named Alvaro dos Santos Carvalho. Have fun with that one. And he's got 42,000. And in seat 9, we've got what you might think is Des Duffy, but it's actually Ben Burnhill with 31k. So we're about to get started. You probably won't be able to hear a thing we're saying because they're all like it's like a primary school. But if anyone could turn John Murray down, that would be fantastic. John Murray's already winning. Already lost a third of his stack and he's not even seen his hand yet. I say, by the fact that he's just said he's lost, he hasn't lost it yet. Being the operative word. So follow around to John in seat 1. Our Welsh friend smacks in a raises it to 21,000. The blinds at 3 and 6. No antes because it's PLO, we're not barbarians. Glenn's got out of the way. Jacob folds on John Murray. He obviously folds because that's what John Murray does. That's not a surprise. Apparently it's the quickest fold John's done all day, and it's not a shock to anybody. Daniel Lewis folds, and Pabbles is all in. We have our first all in of the final table. Oh my God! I've got to actually comment on this, haven't I? Oh dear. So Ian's got 3, 4, 6, 7 to Ace 5, King 6, and John has flopped their full house. Everyone boos. Turn is in 8. And we have a low for Ian. And we're going to chop the pot. Everyone loves a chop pot. Didn't lose Ian. John's sat there with 130 odd K and moaning. So Ian's down the small blind, claiming he's got fold equity. I don't believe that for a second. Yeah, he's chipping up nicely as we speak. So Marcus is the big blind, Ian in the small blind. Alvaro folds, so does Des. as does John and Glenn. Jacob folds. Mr. Murray calls. Daniel folds. Pabbles has his sunglasses on. And he folds. He wants no part of it. And Marco's in the big blind. He has a good look at John in his stack. See you later, mate. Marco's checked. Oh, no, Marco's checked, and the flop comes down. Queen of spades, 7 of hearts, king of spades. The action's on Marco, he checks. John's forgotten what he had. That happens at his age. Both check. Turn comes the 10 of clubs. Action's on Marco again. The sunglasses have come on now to go with the scarf inside. Both puzzling choices for me, but never mind. John claims he's got a low that isn't there. He's a check. And the river card comes the 6 of spades. 3 spades on the board. Action's on Marco again. Thank you. Yeah. It's better big, I've been saying it is. It's working so far. We're still waiting for... Yeah, of course, mate, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, I'll try not to break it.
We're only going to be up in the bar. We'll only be up in the bar area.
Oh, bring the pipe back, that'll be grand. Yeah, that's fine, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm just John Smith, mate, cheers. So Lee's going off to have some food, so I'm being left in charge. So let's all get shots in.
Just don't press any buttons.
I'm not allowed to press any buttons or make any rulings or do anything, basically. I'm not talking to a microphone, that's it. So I've got Marco in the small blind, Alvaro in the big blind. Des folds. That's going to last, mate. I said this when I was introducing you all, but... Yeah, so he'd like to make it known he's not really Des. He's his son. Des Jr. The 5 of spades has been exposed for a reason I don't quite understand. Ian folds on the button like the nit that he is. Marco calls and Alvaro checks, so we're going to go to the flop 4-handed. The flop comes the Queen of Clubs, 3 of hearts, 2 of hearts. Marco to go. Check from Marco, check from Alvaro, check from John. Bet from John. Asking the dealer how much he should bet. It's probably a wise choice if you're John. $7,000 chips to go. Action on Marco. And he lets it go, Alvaro. Reaching for some chips. And he calls. Action on John. John folds. So we can see a turn of the 5 of hearts. That puts everything out there. That's a great card. I haven't got any headphones, sorry. It's Alvaro's checked, I believe. I ain't got a clue.
Oh, Kevin, that's just Irish. That's what you do with that. You just got Kevin.
Alvaro has been called by John. Ace-4 and the flush for John, so he's just got everything. Just showing the low to John. John's going to win all of the high. And half of the low. So we don't unfortunately get rid of a John. So we've got Carl Pilgrim watching on the stream, and along with Asa McGrath and Frank Bally. Frank says good luck Ian Thompson, Glenn and John. And Asa said God help us all, Stuart Anthony Ward's in charge. Cheers, mate. I know you feel. The term "seat of your pants" was made for this exact moment. So it's Ben / Des is big blind. Alvaro in the small blind. Mr. Reese folds. Mr. Lamming folds. Mr. Moss raises to 20,000. I feel sorry for the lad. He sat next to John Murray, his first ever final table, and it's not nice for anybody. Gets a lot of folds around to Ben. Doesn't look happy with his hand, and he's folded as well. Let's just keep it like that, lads. That's nice and easy. So this time we've got John Reese in the big blind, Ben Burnham in the small blind. Burnhill. Ben's folded. I don't even know who deadly cards is though folded that quickly. Fold from Jacob. We're now into the John Murray Hollywood show and he folds. As to Daniel. Oh, the Pebbles is compiling chips. That's very true. You did have it last time. And Ian folds. It was a very aggressive pal there from Mr. Murray. And, oh my lord, we get a walk and he's got... And look at that, Ace 5-9 with suit and everything. And Des found the fold from the small blind because the man's a genius. So we've got Glenn in the big blind, John in the small blind. John thinks Marco's going to win. I beg to differ. John limps. Fall from Dan, fall from Ian, Marco to act. And he folds quite quickly for a Marco. Oh, we're all in. All in from Alvaro. 21k. John wishes Ben good luck in the hand he's not in. Which is nice of him, I thought. Falls around to John, who looks annoyed with life and realises I put 15k more in. And he calls, declaring I've got ace 2, that's all. Alvaro shows ace king 7-4 with a suited ace. John's got ace 7-9-2. So we're going to see the flop. The flop is the 10 of clubs, 4 of diamonds, 8 of hearts. The turn is the 5 of clubs. And the river is the ace of clubs. And yeah, John's got the flush, John's got the low, John's got everything. And we are going to scoop for John Murray, and unfortunately we lose Alvaro dos Santos Carvalho in 9th place for £105. Very well played. Everyone shakes hands. Apparently Glenn has just sat back down again because he can't be bothered. So like I say, we lose Alvaro in 9th place, £105. Doing everyone's job. We'll come back, and we've got Glenn in the small blind, we've got Jacob in the big blind. John on the button is Mr. Murray to act first. And he's going to go for his limp again. Mr. Murray limps, and then Mr. Pabbles is all in. Ian McPabbles Fish is all in. McPabbles Fish. Remember, you're Irish, mate, yeah? So Jacob the back down to the big blind. He folds. John Murray. 16k a call. And John's in there again, so I've got to try and describe what's happening again. We've got Ace, King, 9-4 for John. Ace, 4, Queen, King. So basically, it's just all about John's 9 and a flush draw. Clock comes a King, 2, 3. John's screwing for a 5 to chop. Just rearranging the cards so we can try and see what we've got. It's a little bit bright on there, but John's embarrassed by his hand. Turn is a 9, which is just sickening. The river's a 3 of diamonds, and Pablo's river's a flush. So he will win all of the high pot. And there is no low, so Mr. Pabbles will double up through Murray. And I imagine we're going to hear that song far too many times tonight. Just realised Lee's left me and I'm absolutely busting for the loo. Nice of him. No. In fact, I'm going to take both the microphones with me, just to make sure. So we've got Mr. Murray in the big blind, Jacob in the small blind. Daniel first to act. John's declaring he's got chips in and he's never going to fold. Don't know why he thinks that's news. That's very true. There's a raise under the gun from down to 22. Quick fold from Ian. Marco, end of the table. Looking as cool as ever in his sunglasses and scarf combination. Inside. He folds. Ben folds. John folds. Glenn folds. Jacob folds. John has already declared he never folds. Yeah. And John calls for 22k. I think I did that. He did that just to shut Glenn up. The flop comes down the 8 of spades, 2 of spades, Queen of spades. Actions on John. John checks. John's going to bet. Makes it 23,000. We're still on John. Oh, he folds. I was saying all in. We've got ace, deuce, 8-8 against 10-7, deuce, ace. Ben Burnham with a man at risk. Let's see the flop. Flop comes down 8-6, deuce. Yeah, the eights are ahead. 7 on the turn. See the river. And a 6 on the river. Yeah, which means the ace deuce will split the low, and the 8 for the house will take the high. So nip over the updating desk and get my pint.
WCOAP
2 seconds with you all. Let you watch the action. Probably listen to John Murray commenting on himself anyway, so we're back in 2 minutes.
Okay, swirl around. Stand on the chair. That's what I wanted. Oh yeah, okay. Ian, can you lift your hand? Take a shirt off. Hang on, no, well, no. Should have gone for again then. You can lift your hand, please. Yeah, that's what this is. Oh, nice. We found the Mandarin chicken. Bloody hell, 7 of wine. It's got to be quads all round. Isn't it? My 7 was good. What a deuce. I don't get a 7.
Lucy to get a backside in gear, then we'll get a picture sorted out for our charity night. But anyway, we had a few more comments on the Facebook thread, I believe. So we've got Ace McGrath and JP and Warren on a good look on the cash tail. Don't know why he's telling me that. Simon Lawler says good, go on Glenn, and then gives John Murray some grief. Marco Mariani says go Marco Mariani. Cheering himself on in the update thread, we like that. In the meantime, yeah, John's potted over Ben's raise. And Karen Mee says good luck to the D-Gens. That includes you, Ian. So Marco folds. So we go Ben against John. All in for Ben's. Ben is the stack at risk. He's got King Queen 8-3 against John's Ace 3 5 7 with some diamonds. So his diamonds are covered though. So here we go. Let's see the flop. Flop comes down with 3 of spades, 10 of diamonds, Jack of hearts. So John is ahead at the minute, but yeah, see the turn. Turn to the 4 of hearts, to which John just called in. John, we're waiting for John to call his card on the river. Anyone see the river? It's a 9. So Ben hits his hand, and there is no low, and Ben will scoop the lot, calling in his 9 on the river in fantastic fashion against John Murray. Everyone enjoyed that one. Well done, Ben. Glenn, apparently Simon Brooks says that the dealer is a naughty little treacle. I think this might be before he changed to a man. Good luck, Dave Murray, all the way from Canada, from Michael Christensen. You know who Dave Murray is? We don't have a Dave Murray. Shall be returning in a second. Has been called away from the table. Just a quick over charity with Jay and Stacey. Jay cashed today in the main event, came 14th, I think it was. Yeah, 14th for about £305, which has all gone straight into the charity cause. Like I say, if anybody's got any questions about it, feel free to get in touch with any of us, and then we'll give you any details you want. I believe Jay's returning tomorrow for the heads up. Well, give it a spin. I'm going to be playing it as well, apparently. Even though my retirement from poker lasted about a day. But we're going to try and raise some more money for charity, so good luck us. So, right, get some more money in. Unless I draw Jay heads up the first thing, at which point I'm going to be livid. Absolutely livid. I'm just going to ruin his edge by just going all in every hand. You're off. Back in the room, we have Glenn in the big blind. We've got Mr. Reese in the small blind. Been remarkably well behaved so far. Jacob is first to act under the gun. And he folds. John Murray has folded a hand, ladies and gentlemen. That must have been a bag of spanners, that. Got a raise from Dan. Apparently he felt Dan girding his loins. Folded to Marco, I think. He's hiding his cards from me. He calls the 21k. Ben folds, John folds, Glenn folds. And we are going to see the flop. Keep me comfortable. The flop comes the 5 of spades, 5 of diamonds, 10 of clubs. We've got a bet from Dan of 23,000. Actions on Marco. Could be here a while. Down the Queen of Hearts. Yeah. The Queen of Hearts comes down the turn. Check, check. And the river comes the 6 of clubs. Actions on down. The table has gone deathly silent for the first time. John's on the phone. Dan's reaching some chips. Bets 24,000. Actions on Marco. Headphones in, sunglasses on, scarf around the neck. Yes, possibly. Marco will make the call. I'm confused as to what's going on. Yeah, they stand take it, yeah. Yep. Yeah, there's no low. And Marco takes the pot down after some confusion, instigated mainly by our Welsh friend. And he's getting some very, very well directed grief. Dave Paxton says, take it down, John. John doesn't care, Dave, apparently. He's just sitting there on his phone talking to himself.
What are you having? No, Dan asked for a minute. Have you ordered? Guinness? John Smith. John Smith as well, please.
Desperate need of a cigarette. We've got Glenn in the small blind. Jacob in the big blind. Blinds are now 5 and still 4 and 8,000. John's going to raise. Mr. Murray raises to 25,000. Dan folds. Pabbles, I believe, was folded before I even looked. No, I just looked over and he had no cards. Didn't know if he'd been dealt in or not. He was dealt in, he just folded. Call from Marco. Ben folds, John folds, and Glenn folds. Jacob on the big blind. And he calls. John bemoans the lack of respect in poker nowadays. Clock comes down, 9 of diamonds, 2 of hearts, 7 of hearts. Action's on Jacob. Goes all in. John goes all in as well. Action on Marco. There's a lot of action in front of him. He gets out of the way, so we're going to see the cards on the backs. 10 Jack, Ace 3 for Jacob. John has Ace Deuce 4. He's got an absolute. Then the 8 on the turn. He's got the low and he's got. Yeah. It's an absolute scoop. Massive double up because that turn card just gave him everything. And John is out. We lose Mr. Murray in 8th place. So John will pick up £125 for his efforts finishing 8th. So the 8th of the turn there just made absolutely everything. Gave him the high, the straight for the high, the low. Lucy agrees wholeheartedly and spotted that as soon as it happened. So, we are down to 7. So I'll just do a quick count to make sure. Don't want to confuse matters, do we? Yeah. So, next hand we've got Jacob in the small blind, we've got Dan in the big blind. Do you mind? Excellent. Sorry? Jake, yeah? No problems. That is fine with me. Yep. So, Jake in the small blind, Dan in the big blind. Ian's called Fish. Pavel's Fish, yeah. Muck Pavel's Fish. So it's folded right the way around to Jake in the small blind. His newly acquired wealth. Glenn and John both get up to lead the table. John showing some solidarity. Jacob's taking on the point in the meantime. John showing some solidarity with his fellow John. We got some votes on which one's more irritating. That'll be fantastic. I think that Murray may be more irritating now, but the other John's got youth on his side. There's the potential to overtake him. So, got Dan in the small blind. Ian Pabbles Thompson in the big blind. Wasn't John who calls. Jake gets out of the way. Dan in the small blind. Folds. And Ian in the big blind has his option. And he'll check, so we're going to see the flop. The flop comes King of Diamonds, Ace of Spades, 3 of Spades. Action on Ian first. Turns the Ace of Hearts after check, and we've got a bet from John. A choice here for him. His stack size, he can't be calling many bets. And he folds. John shows him the ace. Ian taps the table acknowledgement. Got an all in from Ben. Is it? Well, not quite, sorry. He's still got a few chips left. I couldn't see them. They were hidden. But he has raised. Folds round to Ian. Ian's going to let it go. There's on Marco on the big blind. And he's going to make the call. So we're going to see a flop. Flop comes as 6 of clubs, 4 of spades, 5 of hearts. Marco's reaching for chips. He's going to put Ben in. Ben calls him very quickly. So Ben's flopped the straight. So there's a 9 of diamonds. And the river comes down the king of diamonds, so... Yep, the straight. Nuts, 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 nuts for Ben. And Ben will double up. Going the small blind, and he's made a raise into Ben's big blind. Ben makes a fold, and Marco takes on the pop. Nice and easy. So Glenn folds under the gun. Oh no, okay. Glenn folds under the gun. And it's been followed by Jake, and it's been raised by Dan. To 23k, I believe it is. Ian is all in. Ben folds. John folds, and it's a quick call from Dan. So we're going to turn the cards over. We've got ace 5-9, ace 5-5-9 double suited for Dan, and ace 4-3-8 with the ace 8 of hearts for Ian. So let's see the flop. Clock comes ace 9-9. So it's trip now, a full house for Dan. Turn comes the 4 of spades, which does give Ian some. No, it doesn't give it. Does it? Queen of clubs on the river, and Ian will be going. There's no low, and Ian's dispatched. Ian's dispatched in 7th place. So on that note, Ian will get £150 for his 7th place finish, which is a great effort for him. We're going to have a quick break now. Yep, 15-minute break, so we're back in 15 minutes for the stream again. Thanks a lot. about 2 minutes left on the break. The players are all meandering around the card room at the minute, having a chat with people, looking at the cash game final table. We've got Warren Jones, JP round on there, names of note. Warren's going for his third medal of the series. If he wins it, he'll have a gold, silver and bronze this week, which is a great effort. Yeah, the players are being called back now, so we'll be starting in a few minutes. We're all just getting seated again, getting ourselves comfortable, ready to go for the next part of the final table. We've got 6 players left. We've got John Rees, Glenn Lamming, Jake Moss, Dan Lewis, Marco Mariani and Ben Burnhill, who is still waiting to inherit the APAC Kingdom. So again, the clock's out again. Dealers shuffling up. We've got John in the small blind for 5,000, Glenn in the big blind for 10,000. The minute Marco and Jake are chipped up really well. Glenn's probably the low stack, I'd imagine. Well, Glenn and Ben are both pretty low. I think Glenn's got a few less. You want Jake to act first under the gun. Jake will fold. Now on Dan, takes a look at his cards. He'll fold as well, Marco. Marco will fold. Ben gets out of the way, so blind on blind now. John will make the call. Options on Glenn, and he checks it. So we've got the flop. Flop comes, a 5 of hearts, 6 of diamonds, 5 of diamonds. John checks and Glenn declares bottom is 20,000. John folds, showing the flush draw and a pair. Glenn shows, I believe it was 2, 3, 4, 4. Yep. For the flop straight and lots of nice draws. Yeah, everything. Nice hand, Glenn. He was looking to get the rest of his chips in there. Well, Glenn takes in a pot, and he'll be in the small blind now with Jake in the big blind. John complaining about the way that Glenn played the hand there, asking him why he didn't check and let him see his see another card. So we've got Dan to act first. Reaching for some chips. He'll make it 27,000. Actions on Marco. Just checks what the bet is. And he'll fold. Ben declares pot. So that's going to be all of his chips. Yeah, Ben's all in. John's folded. Glenn quickly folds suit. Jake folds. Dan makes a call. And we've got ace, ace, jack 4 for Ben. Ace 10, deuce 6 for Dan. Yeah, Ben's trying to figure out what he needs, and it's going to be Ben at risk here. So let's see the flop. Flop comes 9, 8, queen, rainbow, 1 heart. Then a turn. Jack of clubs. And the river card comes down. The 10 of clubs. And that may... Yeah, the aces will stand. And Ben will double, I think. Yeah. Yeah, the aces will hold. Nice double for Ben there. So that's put a massive dent in Dan's stack now. Nice double for Ben there. He's got a decent stack. About 120k pot in the end, I think. 125k pot. And Dan's going straight in the big blind now. Ben looking very happy with himself in the corner. So as you say, Dan will be in the big blind, Jake in the small blind. Marco first to act. Very subdued Marco tonight. Yeah, that was on the final table and he was all action, talking, shouting, jumping around the place. On Ben, he's going to raise it with his newfound chip wealth. John's folded, Glenn's folded, Jake's folded in very, very quick succession. So on Dan, who's trying to rub some spots off his cards, I think. Dan's just checking out what he's got. He doesn't seem like he likes his hand that much. Lee returns. Yeah. Dan's still in the tank. Don't think he likes his hand that much. Ben's looking very comfortable and Dan will let it go. Shows ace deuce 3-3, I think. So Dan will be in the small blind now, Marco in the big blind. So we're down to 6 now. Next place out will receive £255 for their efforts today. Oh, yeah. Thanks for turning it. Thank you very much. Dan with the rest of his stack after being decimated by Ben. Miro in the Miro is waiting for the between a raise from Jake, and then the all in from Dan. Miro is looking pained, which he's been prone to doing over the last few days. Marco lets it go, hits himself in the head. Ace 3, 3, 6. Double suited. For Jacob, throws the extra chip in. We've got Jack, Queen, King, King, double suited for Dan, who's now. So it's Jacob and Dan. Dan is the man at risk. Let's see the flop. Flop comes 3, Jack, 6. So Jacob's just smashed that flop to bits. And the river is a 7. And that'll see the end of Dan in 6th place. For, oh sorry, yeah, 6th place for £190. I say Dan, we lose Dan Lewis in 6th place, £190. Very well played to him. 5 left. Glenn Lamming is doing some absolutely fantastic laddering. The big blind. Miro in the small blind. Small blind. John is reaching for some chips. Makes the call. Glenn folds. Jake folds is on Miro. Yep, make sure there's just one call, and he makes the call himself. Ben puts a raise in. Of 40,000, thank you. Miro shows him. No, Joe folds and Miro shows him. Folds the ace of spades and shows it. Such a rock, such a rock. John expressing general disbelief at the ace of spades being folded. John Murray's questioning how he's folding an ace. It's just. He works in strange ways, does our Italian friend. Ben's just been referred to as small for the first time in a very long time. So we've got Ben in the small blind, John in the big blind. 5,000 and 10,000, remember the blinds at the minute. With 18 minutes left at this level. Glenn's folded, Jake's folded. Marco folds. Ben will raise again. 30,000. And John gets out of the way and Ben takes on another pot. He's on a rampage now. He has found his raising pants and he's going for it. Big blind. Joining the small blinds on Jake Dog first. Jake folds. Marco laughs and folds. Ben folds, and then he gives John permission to bluff it. Makes it 30, and Glenn gets out of the way, and John shows him Jack Deuce Ace King. Must be nice. Boo at Glenn. Right, Glenn knows that John never bluffs, so.
Ben knows when the folds are.
Yeah, and Ben yet again manages to find a lay down when it's folded to him, and John's got a massive hand. So Glenn small blind, Jake big blind. And Marco folds. Ben's out of the way. John's reaching for chips. 35,000. Glenn folds, and Jake in the big blind now. 25k more to call. It's been getting it quietly today. He looks at a count, and John says about 110k, and he shows the ace of diamonds and the five of hearts. So we'll move on to the Jake in the small blind and Marco in the big blind. Thank you, Alvaro Carvalho. After his bus is posted, thank you for this great environment. Everything is fantastic. Great organisation. And it's a poker party. A really nice guy. Everyone is very, very popular on the final table. Glenn has raised. Looks like 45k. John re-raises. Glenn snap goes all in. So we've got ace queen, 8-5 for John. Ace queen, Jack deuce for Glenn. John's upset that Glenn's managed to find an ace deuce. Apparently that's not fair. Glenn is the man at risk, so let's see the flop. Four deuce king is a turn with the five of hearts. Plus the hearts right for Glenn. The river card is the eight of spades. Glenn's going to be getting chopped to pieces. There's a two pair for two pair for John. He's still in. Glenn says I'm not out anyway. Marco in the small blind, Ben in the big blind. John to wax first. Yeah, our resident artist. He reaches some chips, makes the call. Glenn goes all in for 34,000. Jake folds. Mr. Murray pointing out that if it hadn't been for John limping, then he calls him, shows ace 5-5 jack with clubs. Then has ace queen 7, ace queen queen 7. Mr. Murray is calling a split pot already. So Glenn's the man at risk. Let's see the flop. 7 jack 7. So Glenn stays in the lead. Yeah.
You're the one with the 7.
Glenn's miles in the lead. He forgot he had the 7. The king on the turn. And the river card is the 10, and that'll be Glenn with a big old double. He got the straight and everything, look.
4 queens. 5, 7's a well.
So Glenn doubles back up to about 70,000 in total. Well done, Glenn. You can hear the rail cheering from here. Wild in the poker room for him. Behave yourself. Yeah, it's on now. Been joined by none other than John Murray himself, APAD's resident mixed game, like limit game and all strange game expert.
Hi, Stuart.
Hi, John. You all right?
Yeah. It's a funny old game, isn't it?
Isn't it? You got slightly unlucky.
Oh well, these things happen.
So we've got. Where's the action? We've got John in the big blind and Ben in the small blind. Follow around to Marco on the button. Been very subdued today, Marco.
I don't know, Mark. I haven't seen him before.
He was on the final table the other day, and he was
Was he?
boisterous.
I wouldn't know about that. I'm admiring. I do think the rail is a bit lively. We got who have we got in the rail? You got Jason Kemp.
Yeah. Kev O'Hanlon, he's never shut up.
Yeah.
And then
Old jockstrap.
Mick Ellis.
Yeah.
Hardcore
The
rail.
crowd's turned ugly.
As you can see on the camera, you can see on the camera at the top left, I think, just about like the Three Stooges sat in the background behind Marco, between Marco and Ben. Oh, we got John in the small blind, Glenn in the big blind.
So Glenn and Ben just basically keep hanging, doubling up, and say not getting knocked out.
Exactly. Glenn's just doing an awesome job of laddering. Ben's chip leader. He's got billions.
He can't be chip leader. He can't be ahead of.
Oh no, I think he's got a lot of yellows. All right, so Glenn's all in against Ben. Ace,
I
ace,
kept Ben in
deuce,
there.
5. Wow, what a hand that is for
Ben against.
Des
It's the Ben and
Jr.
Glenn show here.
Glenn has Jack 6, Ace 3, double suited with hearts and diamonds. Ben has the spades and hearts. So Glenn's hearts are also.
Ace is double suited with 2 low cards. That's never going to win.
So let's see the flop. Flop comes Queen 9, 4, 2 hearts. Oh dear. The turn card is going to be very specific. It's a 2 of hearts. So it's a flush. So we've got a draw for Glenn for the low.
Yeah.
The other card is the Jack of spades, and he misses it. And Glenn will leave us in 5th place for a fantastic £255.
Drinks are on you, Glenn.
£255.
Nice one.
Sorry? I know.
You nearly.
Double suited ace three. I mean. Yes. What can you do?
I will play, mate.
Glenn, you've just been knocked out of the tournament. How do you feel?
I feel absolutely shit. I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to swear on the stream, am I? No, it's great tournament as always. I'd just like to say it's my last tournament. It's been a great festival. Thanks to APAT. What a great final table this was. So many good people and great players, and
And John.
And John was there as well. So no, it's really good fun, and I just wish I could carry on playing, but I'm out now. Just
Are
like
you on the payroll or something with all this acclamation?
No. Well, John. At the end of the day, you only get on in life if you're nice to people.
We had a good laugh on the semi-final table.
We did.
That was.
Yeah. Well,
That's what it's about, though, isn't it?
One of the great things about APAT is, when you sit down at a table, you're always, you're playing with so often the people you know and the regulars, and we had so many regulars on that table. It was great fun, and that's why we all come to APAT, isn't it? At the end of the day, we come here for a bit of fun. It costs us money to hotels, and the buy-ins are low, so the prize money's not great. But at the end of the day, you get a few final tables, you have a bit of fun. And we'll be back again, won't we? I'll see you at the next one.
See you at the next one.
Cheers, Glenn.
Wow, what a speech from Glenn there.
He's having a drink.
Did you prepare that earlier? It's a good job we asked you, isn't it?
I'd just like to thank my mum for her support.
Imagine if we never asked him. We're down to 4.
Yeah, so we are down to the last 4.
We're down to the best 4 players. We can't. Oh, sorry.
Money, medal-y, bubbly, bracelet-y, bubbles.
I'm probably not supposed to talk at the same time as you.
That's fine, don't worry about it. You probably talk more sense to me anyway. I'm not used to being like the guy who actually does all the work. I used to stand there and just make sarcastic comments.
Oh.
So Jake takes down the
4
pot.
players. That means that either John or Ben is going to get a medal here.
That's scary.
Who'd have thought?
Scary. APAT's changed.
If I'd said to you beforehand that either Ben or John was going to get a medal,
I'd have laughed. I'm sure that's one of the 7 signs of the apocalypse.
Gold, silver, bronze, and mandarin chicken for 4th.
Oh yeah, the mandarin chicken is
I've heard about the mandarin chicken incident, John. But how was it?
We don't know. We never found it.
Ben, how was the mandarin chicken?
Oh, it was awesome.
So the small blind is on Marco, the big blind's on Ben.
There was a little pre-tournament excursion last night to the Chinese with half the players who made the final table were there. As it happened, we all kind of made the same final table, all the people who were there. And
so we got a raise from Jacob.
Here we go.
From Jake, sorry. And a call from Ben. It's on John after his initial limp. Doing a quick count of his chips.
Is he good at counting?
I'm not sure.
He's having a good old think, isn't he?
Yeah, really good think.
Maybe he thinks slowly. I don't know.
It's the longest think he's actually had all week, I'd imagine. and he lets it go. So we go.
He didn't realise it was on him.
I don't think he wanted to fold there. He was a bit pained. Flop comes down. The 4 of clubs, king of clubs, jack of clubs.
I'm sure. I've no doubt John folded ace 10 of clubs.
Yeah, no doubt. Actions on Ben, who's reaching for a lump of chips there. Makes it 50,000. Got a Jake on the button.
He doesn't look happy about it.
It's a good flop from him, though. The problem is now he can't call without the clubs because there's not really any low draws out, is there? So
he hasn't folded yet, though. How much? Oops, sorry. How much has Ben got behind? Oh, loads. What? You're in the way. How could you be in the way, Ian? We've been joined by final tableist Ian Thompson. Going to give us the benefit. Have you seen his hand?
No, I haven't so far. No, I've just
well, there was some action pre-flop.
Yeah.
Ben has bet out 50,000. There's 3 clubs on the flop. King Jack 4, and Jake has been having a think, and now he's He's getting chips ready. He looks like he's poised to strike.
Oh, I don't know. I think he's going to foul.
So we've narrowed it down. He's either going to raise or fold, or he might call. But apart from that,
You normally think Ben's got it.
you normally think Ben's got it. Have you actually played with Ben much?
Yeah. He's probably got 7 deuce.
I'm going to look at the clock now to see when the levels go up. It's going to be 2
You
minutes
reckon
until
it's
do.
winning?
Yeah.
And they're gone.
Let's it go.
Jake lets it go. Ben shows pocket sixes. No, he didn't. Did he show? we didn't see Ben's cards.
Yeah, I've done that. Oh, 24.
I'm not sure if Ben saw them.
Plus gift day.
Yes. Ben, would you like to share your thoughts? Would you like to share your cards, sir? Yeah. I'd be embarrassed. I'd be embarrassed about playing the hand like that as well.
Jake will fold. It's going around Marco on the button. Marco, reaching for chips. Looks to make it 34, I think it is.
I think.
Ben in the small blind now.
How did Ben get so many chips? Last time I was around, he had like nothing.
Yeah,
Very
he
little.
won a couple of huge pots, didn't he? And now he's just chip leader.
I don't know, because
He's playing very, very aggressively, isn't he, as well? Why's your microphone flashing?
I don't know. I'm a bit of a flusher. Is it working? It looks like it's going up and down. Yeah.
A call from Ben and an all in from John. Jake folds. Marco gets out of the way. Ben says, I'll have a stab. And calls it. He says Queen 5, Queen 4, 3 for Ben. Lots of clubs for Ben.
John's well ahead here. Yeah. Yeah. Unlucky, John.
Unlucky, John. Cheers, mate. At least let him flop it. Don't mean it's going to be brutal. Don't put it on the river.
So then it's going to be John at risk. So let's see the flop.
It's the gold medal flip.
Flop comes 9, 7, 3 all spades.
Oh, he's
The
flopped on the
flush,
flush.
the flush for John.
And the ace 5 low, yeah?
And the ace 5 low at the minute, yeah. So let's see the turn. 8 of clubs on the turn. Let's see the river. And the ace on the river, so.
He's still. So now the players and the deal are all trying to work out who's won.
So everyone tries to work out. The rails surge towards the table.
John had enough flush, and
John will double up
his
through
low
Ben.
is held up. It's still discussing it, but I think they're going to agree that Ben didn't get the low.
Everyone's getting
They're
involved.
still discussing
Rails
it.
turned up. They're all looking like.
Runner.
It's a chop.
Ben's got the low, I think. The board is ace 8 7 3 9. Ben is 3 4, so he gets ace 3 4 7 8. He's got an 8 7. And John has got ace 5, so he gets ace 3 5 7 8. So John's hand is 8 7 5, and Ben's is 8 7 4.
There we go. We'll get there. Which is why we bring John in to do commentary. Because I would have had no clue.
Ben takes the low.
John looks cross at it being chopped.
And we're back where we were, except Marco lost a bit from the raise. quite an adventurous play, you might say, from Ben there with the pair of queens and a couple of wheel cards.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cavalier, shall we call it, John? I think.
Yeah, extravagant.
Mildly, mildly extravagant. Yeah.
Confident play.
Well, I think that's the way he's going to play this round. He's being aggressive and taking shots to take people out. He wants to get. That's how he's got his stack so far. That and getting lots of good hands.
Marco's raised again. 25,000 from the big blind is 10. Isn't it? We're waiting for something to happen. John's thinking. We got dead air, Stuart. We got dead air.
I usually feel it by just whittering on like an idiot, but
No.
it's been a long day so far. My throat's starting to hurt.
Yeah. John's having a wee think for himself here.
So the blinds are now at 6 and 12.
I don't know why he's thinking. We saw his cards. Crikey.
Yeah, everyone folds and it's going to be Marco to take the pot.
Yeah, nice fold, John.
Ben actually managed to find 4 cards that he didn't like. So Ben managed to find 4 cards he didn't like, which is a rarity.
Oh, you're going to show.
Ben and John both folds on Jake. Very untrusting look towards Marco, but he's made the call and Marco's checked. So we're going to say a flop. Spades, 2 of clubs, 7 of hearts.
Oh. Very impressive check there by Marco.
Authoritative check, wasn't it?
Yes, yes. He has that air of authority. I wonder where he gets the scarves. It's a very
expensive.
eye-catching scarf, yes.
It's expensive.
It's probably Italian.
Oh, definitely. I'd imagine so. He's not happy.
Right, Marco's got 2, 3, 3,
He's
9.
asking for a low, but he's not allowed one.
No low. Jake's got Queen, Queen, 10,
There is
8.
no low, so
And pair of queens. Pair of queens. Is it? No low.
9 in there for a low, Marco. We're not allowing it. Can't change the rules now. Come on, we've been playing this all day. He's on the cash game final tails on a break.
Yeah.
Still see JP around, and of course Warren Joe's over there.
I finished 6, 7, 8. I lost a big pot.
So 2 players are going to see the flop.
Yeah, but that's how it goes.
Marco and Ben. Flop comes Jack
Okay,
King
yeah.
with 2 spades. Actions on Marco to act.
I know there were short.
You need to stop saying that, it's obvious. Actions on Marco, or it's Marco to act. One of the 2, sure, come on.
Thought my hand was
Marco is definitive check again, and Ben will bet.
We also playing C3.
He bets 18,000.
We both have hands and we both got. I think I'm on microphone here. I'm with
No, it's all right.
yeah. So
No,
I'm
no.
sorry, I don't know your name. You're on
Alvaro.
Alvaro. You're on the final table as well.
Yes, I
Yes,
was.
yes.
Yes.
But,
Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay.
okay. I got a bit lucky earlier against Alvaro's aces, but
Yeah,
yeah, that's the way it goes.
No, it was the hand I have to shove because just 4 big blinds and Then the pot you win the high, and we split the low. Because I don't. I try to read. I don't put you on the ace four.
Oh,
also.
hold on, we got an all in.
Yeah.
Ben's showing the straight. Marco has a worst straight, I think.
Oh, they both have a straight.
Yeah, Marco's got the worst one.
Yeah, but he's a big flush draw.
King of clubs on the river, Marco. We're going to lose Marco in fourth place. That is going to be the medal bubble burst, folks. Marco comes in fourth place again. Fourth place with £345. We're now down to the final three.
Mark was not happy with that. We got some more of this Italian vigor we've seen from some of the other Italian players. The Italian players have added something to this week. Yes, they got a lot of enthusiasm, you know, especially when things go wrong.
You can tell with Marco, he's very passionate, and he doesn't like losing. He took his exit similarly the other day as well. Yeah, they're emotional people, aren't they?
Where are you from, Alvaro?
Portugal.
Yeah. Are you emotional as well?
No, not so much. No,
not so much.
No, because maybe I have lived in France when I was young, so no, but I'm like that. No, I'm not so emotional. No.
We've had a lot of Portuguese players in the past. I don't know if we have so many this week.
They don't come. Bruno Rillo, and also it was to be a team to play the national team, but they can't come, and then we see in the another.
You know all those guys.
Yeah, I know them. Yeah, they are good players also, and poker it's a very good mind game.
John takes a pot there. We're down to 3 players. We're in the medals.
Gold medal and
we're down
£500. £500 cash guaranteed for the next person.
We've got the 3 best players left in the tournament. The 3 best high-low Omaha players in the world. We got Ben Burnhill, the well-known high-low specialist,
son of Des. So we've got Ben first to act here. The small blinds on John, the big blinds on Jake. Ben raises, and John gets out the way quickly. So we're on Jake in the big blind. He's going to let it go as well, and Ben's aggression will take the pot again.
Jake does think about his hand, doesn't he? And then he makes a decision. So it's John, you're on the sweet and sour chicken, yeah? Ben, you're the Cantonese chop suey for Jake. And we still don't know where the Mandarin chicken is. That's an inside joke. We should stop saying that because it's a bit of an inside joke.
Those guys got no clue what you're on about. I'm not sure they care either. He's got his pink chips stacked in a fantastic fashion there, though. I like that.
It's very artistic. He looks like an artistic kind of person.
John's folded. First to ask Jake.
Did you hear what Jake said there?
No.
I did. He said there are 2 ginger people on the final table. I wouldn't like to comment on that myself.
Well, there's definitely one. Jake's more strawberry blonde.
Strawberry blonde, yes.
Please come back from his dinner break. Well-earned dinner break today after a long day of updating. And he's just moving the cameras around a bit so we can get everyone in.
So while they rearrange that, here's Paul Haycock, chip leader this morning in the main event and still made the final table. Where are you fixed in the final table?
Good,
in the middle.
Good impromptu media work, by the way. Yeah,
Yes,
that was very slick.
Thank you.
I'm third in chips, going to the final table.
No. Talk about how good my media work was.
Oh no, that was exceptional. Yeah, well,
Yes.
everyone's got to be good at something.
Yes. Do you think the camera's catching my good side? So
as much as it can.
You're well placed anyway. Third out of 9.
Well, I'm on the final table, which is pretty well placed. Yeah,
it's pretty good. Isn't it?
Pleased with that. I got 628. There's so much play on the final table as well. The average stack's like 50 bigs, so
really?
nearly 50 bigs. So
it's going to go on a while.
Well, it's going to be a proper, well thought out final rather than it just being bingo.
Oh, that's a blow.
That's which doesn't lend itself to my game at all.
Sorry, Paul. We got action here on the final table. Jake takes it anyway. Top comp. Yeah. In-depth analysis there. Jake took that hand. And now we have another hand.
Jake in the big blind, John in the small blind. Yeah. So in the bottom right screen, we have Ben Cam.
Ben bets again.
Ben Bernal in the corner, in the bottom screen. And then you got John and Jake in the top left screen.
We should have a template with that. We could just leave in Ben raises, and we could fill in the rest afterwards. Evening, Glenn.
Oh, hello, John. Hello. Just thought
we spoke to you already, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
We did.
I'm beginning to drink a bit more now. Getting a bit more aggressive now. I've had time to think about it all.
The rail is swelling. We've got numerous people joining the rail. It doesn't look good. John's all in.
Pop from John, and he's just been snap-folded by everybody.
That was it.
That's
all over.
Straight through.
We've got breaking news here from Jason Camp.
Early start in the morning, John. You've got to be out of the room by 10.
I've got to be in the room by 10. Yeah, so we've got a very sympathetic landlady. A favourite? Who are we rooting for? Ben? Who said Ben?
I said Ben, because he's one of your fellow Scots.
Fellow Scot. We've got a Scottish person here who plays on the Scottish team. He's been to Scotland twice in his life, I think. Is that right? Mick, have you ever been to Scotland?
Yes, my family's from Dumbarton.
No, I said, have you ever been to Scotland?
Yes, I used to live in Edinburgh.
How long did you live there for?
I lived in Edinburgh for a year.
Nice. Yeah. He visited Edinburgh for an APAT tournament. Yes.
Hulda ich bin Deutscher.
Yeah, he's found a Germany church somewhere. Nice. We have a hand between John and Ben. Queen 9-3. Bit of a nothing looking flop, but who knows. Action is hello. Oh, John makes a big bet, pot bet. And Ben folds. And John chose a queen. A queen. Queen. Into the microphone, please.
We're rooting for Jonathan. A, he's Welsh, and B, I have 20% of him.
Have you really? Yeah. That's a better result than you get back in yourself.
Yeah, well, obviously, that's why I put my money into him.
Oh. So Ben is chip leader. He's got about three times what John has, and about 1.5 times, maybe not, probably more than twice what Jake has. He raises to 35 and gets it through. Just leave that template, just flash up that template again. Ben raises from the button, the others fold. Yes. We've been joined by Mr. Scouse. Hello, Steve.
Hello, John.
How do you? Have you watching the high low?
Are you really being a commentator for this? That will just kill every viewer.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's very exciting, isn't it? Who do you think is going to win? It's your turn.
I've fucking forgotten his name.
That fella, yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name then?
Paul's mate.
Paul's mate, Jonathan.
Jonathan, that's it.
Paul is a mate.
Jonathan's going to win.
No,
Just because he's got them glasses.
Okay, no, seriously.
Jonathan's going to win?
This is your brother from another mother, Scouse.
And we had a hand there, and John took it from the button. John raised, took the pot, as you do. I've been interviewing the rail, Lee. Is that all right? And we have another hand here. Yes. Jake's going to be on the button this time. Some strategy, yes. Right. And Jake has folded. And Ben, oh, nice fold from Ben. And John takes it. John gets a walk. Do you want to give me your feelings about the strategy of that hand? Then it's Jason. Ben's on the button this time, and Jake is in the big blind. Ben raises from the button. Ben raises to 35. John folds, Jake folds, and Ben wins. And Ben chose ace 2, 3. Apparently, he only had 3 cards. He must have had a dangler. Wow. Ben's in the big blind now, and buttons with John. Here we go. It's a new hand. We're on high-low this hand. Ben, John folds, and Jake raises from the small blind to 31,000. Ben calls pretty quickly. 2 players, 62,000 in the pot. 3, 5, 6, 2 diamonds. For high-low, that's an interest. That could be an action flop. Jake checks again, makes sure they're still there. Checks his cards, that is. And he checks. Ben's going for the chips. He's got the chips. Yeah, and he's bet how much? 50,000 into a pot of 62.
John,
Hello,
how much
Lee.
does how much does your strategy change when you flop 3 low cards, which already means the low hand is in play?
It all depends what ones you got, doesn't it? If somebody had ace-2, they've obviously got the nut low. It depends. There are lots of possibilities of people getting straights or flushes or what have you there. So they may. I think if you had the nut low, I think I'd bump it up because you don't want somebody drawing to. You can make your cards look like you've got a high. You can try to force a fold. Anyway, Ben took that. Jake folded.
Is there a way to play this where you're looking to just play the high card with hope? Because there's not always a low. I don't know whether you guys have explained the kind of strategy of this game, where you've obviously got the high card and the high hand and the low hand. But obviously there are times where there is no low. I've watched players play this and play it a lot of the time where they're just concentrating on their high card, and if they happen to hit a low, okay. If they're not, then they end up just chopping the pot.
Yeah, it's funny. Some players concentrate on the low cards pre-flop and like to play the low cards and don't really like playing the high cards.
Is there a balance with it though? Is there an optimal way to do this?
It's nice to have a bit of both.
Yeah,
if you got ace, king or something,
I mean, you ever not playing a hand?
and a 2 or 3.
If you've got, say, if you get dealt ace-2, you ever not playing that hand?
Possibly. If it really goes mental, then it is possible, because you're possibly drawing to the low that you might get half of the pot, and there might not even be a low. So if there's too much action, you might not. You might get away from that.
So you've watched a little bit of this. You obviously played with these guys today. Who would you suggest is the most competent of the 3 remaining players?
Oh, I couldn't say who's the most competent. Ben's been playing quite aggressively the last while, especially
and he's got the chips,
especially pre-flops. He's been raising a lot, especially when he had the button. I think he's opened every button he's had. And taken virtually all of them down straight away. I mean, the others are still there. I think Jake had a good stack. It seems to be diminishing a bit now.
Do we know anything about Jake?
I don't.
I without any disrespect to Jake whatsoever, don't know him at all, but I'm guessing he probably plays a reasonable amount of Omaha High-Low. You don't just sit there and if you haven't actually played it, which I'm guessing therefore must be online, because you rarely get a game of Omaha High-Low live. Is that a fair comment? It's not about that in many places.
Well, a lot of people do jump into tournaments. I mean, it's possible he plays.
Well, they're all in the call, John. So talk us through this.
What have we got? So, Jake's showing Queen 10 6-2. Ben is showing Ace 5 King with the ace is suited in hearts.
So it's Jake who's at risk here.
They both have a heart flush draw, but Ben's got a better one. He's got the ace. So Ace Jack. It's good for Ben. An 8 that's the second heart for Ben. 2 on the river. It looks pretty good for.
Yeah, and we are going to lose. We're going to lose Jake in third place.
No.
Great effort from him.
No. Right, Ben is knocked out. Ben has knocked out Jake. There was no low, and Ben's card stood up. Ben is just rearranging, taking some photographs, but when they resume, Ben is going to be a big chip leader against John. There's quite a hubbub around the table now. Quite a few people have joined the watching throng. John's got about... How much chips you got, John? About 130. Ben's got best part of 600 or something like that. Actually, we know how many chips are in play. There are 710,000 in play. John's got about 130. Ben's got 580, something like that.
Yeah, so heads up, and Ben's got a big old chip lead at the minute.
Yes, we just said.
Yeah, so got top left of your screen, you're going to see John Rees, and bottom right is Ben Burnell.
Who would have thought it last night?
Who would have thought it? Left of the dealer last night.
So the last two here are playing for a minimum of 745 quid for second place, £1,135 first, and the bracelet obviously, and the gold and silver medals on the line. Ben's raised it up to 36,000. Continuing his aggressive play, he's shown all the way through the final table.
Oh, he's an aggressive person, isn't he?
Obviously, John gets out of the way then, Ben takes down the pot. Lines at 6k, 12k. John's playing about 10 bigs, just over, 10 or 11. Ben in the big blind this time, John in the small.
High low.
So it's John first to act.
Waiting for John. Oh, he's called.
Yeah, John's called.
What's Ben done? Ben is checked behind, so.
So we'll see a flop. Comes down 8 of clubs, king of spades, 6 of diamonds. Action's on Ben. He checks to John. There goes 12 and Ben instantly folds.
John took that. Ben's down to his last 575,000 chips.
It's going to be Ben in the small blind, John in the big blind. Yeah, he's. Ben's going to make a raise. John folds quickly.
You have a monster, Ben, yeah? Whoever wins this has to wear the bracelet to the Chinese afterwards.
VIP table, where's Warren? Forget about Warren, we got one of these.
So it's John in the small blind first to act. He's going to make the call. Ben declares pot.
Oh.
John's all in. Ben calls. Ace 7-3 with spades for Ben. It's going to be John at risk. 6-6 ace jack with some clubs for John. He's going to need some help. So let's see the flop. King of diamonds, 8 of clubs, 9 of diamonds. So let's see the turn. The 7 of hearts. And the river, John's going to need a lot of help. It's a 4 of hearts. And that's it, Ben scoops him. And Ben is your 2017 APAC PLO8 champion. John will finish second place with £745. And a silver medal. Ben finishes first for £1,135. the gold medal and the APAT bracelet, and he's the world champion.
We'll see if we can get. We'll see if we can get another quick word with Ben. Have a sit back down there a minute, Ben, if you can do, and we'll have a quick word with you.
Cheers.
Feel free to.
Do I have to look into the camera?
Well, you don't have to. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, it's all cozy and friendly. So, yeah, how was that?
Oh, that was exhausting, yeah. Coming to the final table, and I think I was second short stack, and got down to like a blind and a half, and then got lucky, and then got lucky again, and then was able to finally get some chips to actually start playing some poker at some point, and then, yeah.
I mean, last year, obviously, you had a huge success with the Scottish team, and this is an individual success.
Yeah, after I dropped the other 4 guys, seemed to like work out a lot better. Like, I got some good practice in the PLO8 for the team event. Won that against Luca. It was like that probably helped a lot in kind of trading for this one. And
do you? I mean, do you play much PLO8? Do you have a chance to online? I know is about the only place you can do it.
Online's the only place you can really get it. So it's one of the best things about coming to this thing is getting the chance to play these like novelty games live, you know, with other people, you know.
And how was the final? The final table looked raucous, is possibly the best way to describe it.
Yeah, well, considering 4 of us were all out for dinner last night and then all make the final table here today, you know, that was it was quite special. I quite enjoyed that. And then
excellent. Obviously, so gold medal, another nub of the WCOAP bracelet to add to the collection.
That's 2, yeah. That's
and we're seeing you out in Vegas as well.
We are there for Vegas for the Colossus. Yep, it's like looking forward to that. It's a big round one.
And what have you got played? Are you hanging around tomorrow? You got planning
Heads
on playing?
Up tomorrow, and then if it all goes horribly pear-shaped, pineapple in the afternoon.
Good man, top man. That's what we like to hear. Right, we're going to set up for your winners photo, the all-important winners photo.
One,
exactly. Thanks very much, Ben, and many congratulations.
Thank you very much, Lee.
Nice one. Good stuff. Cheers. Excellent. So Ben Burnhill picks up the PLO8 bracelet. That's going to be us done from Manchester for another day. We're back tomorrow for our final day here from Grosvenor Casino, Manchester, Bury New Road. We have, starting at 12 o'clock at midday, is the Heads Up tournament. Then we will kick off the live stream from 2 o'clock with the final table of the main event. 9 players remaining in that. And finishing off proceedings in the evening is the Crazy Pineapple side event, which will be the last event of the day. So just getting a heckling from Tom Brady as I'm doing my closing piece. First time all week, Glenn. What's that all about?
Well, honestly, I mean, Tom really should understand. Leave all the detail to Lee. He never gets it wrong.
Thank you very much, Glenn. Excellent. Right, so hope you've enjoyed that tonight. Bit of a lively one tonight on the stream, but really, really good fun. Don't forget you can watch all of the streams back on YouTube. Just go and search for APAT. You can find us on there. Keep up to date with all the information on the Facebook group, or go on the forum, look for the live updates where Lucy and Tom and Des have been posting away merrily for what feels like a lifetime, but it is only about a week and a bit. Anyway, thanks very much from Manchester. Hope you enjoyed watching. We'll catch you back here tomorrow.